Can you tell me why people come to Texas? Why do people go to Nevada? Why do people go to Florida? Why do you think it is?
Just the other day, Sam Seder appeared back on Patrick Bet-David's podcast and made an extraordinary statement.
Why do you think Musk is in Texas? Why do you think Rogan went to Texas? Why do you think California is losing so many jobs?
I think
it's because of high
people
taxes?
who like to evade taxes. Sure,
it's evade taxes. So you see, but you just called entrepreneurs that live in New York and California as criminals.
Tax evasion is a crime. Moving your business elsewhere because it's in your best interest, that's common sense.
Sam, respectfully, I just figured out who you are. I'm telling you, I just figured out who you are. Deep down inside of you, you are driven by so much power, control, a deep-rooted feeling matching the qualities of a communist that wants to tell you what to do, and you think you know what's best for others, and if it isn't your way, everybody else is wrong. And by the way, an extremely unattractive quality,
I'm literally
but
just
very,
advocating for higher taxes on super wealthy people.
Okay, now he claims, I'm literally just advocating for higher taxes upon the top whatever percent. No, that's not what you're doing. You just claimed that if you move your business in order to pay less taxes, you are a tax evader.
No, you're not, because what you just said,
$2.5 million.
What you just said, let me just make the point here. You just said people who left California and New York, your first response was they're evading as if they have to pay you. That's not how this works. They're evading taxes. These guys are tax evaders.
Let's say you have an advisor and they say, look, you could write that expense off and save $1,000 on taxes this year. Are you really going to go, I'd rather give that $1,000 to the government? No, no one's going to do that. They're going to say, deduct it. I would even argue that that's the responsible thing to do for the best interest of your family.
They left. No, it's called, if a company offers better benefits. Are you on Rumble?
I think we stream on Rumble.
Where do you put your video clips the most? YouTube?
Patrick Bet-David tries and illustrate this point by asking Sam questions about his own business practices.
Why do you do it on YouTube?
That's where most people are.
And that's where they pay the best.
See the chair kind of pivoting. And this is the most shaken I think I've seen Sam Seder.
Well, that's I mean, that's where we have the most audience. But
if
we had a bigger audience
you're evading the revenue going to another company. Why are you evading all this sponsorship money? You're such a sponsorship money evader.
That fits into the sponsor of today's video, Ground News. Ground News is an app and website that lets you compare perspectives on any topic with full transparency on the political bias, financial incentives, and credibility behind the headlines. Whatever the debate shaping our lives is, the narratives we hear can shape what we think before we've even had a chance to question it. Critical thinking is all about thinking for oneself to navigate the stories and the patterns that make up the world. We see the differences in these stories through the lens of the media. Follow your favorite topics or simply paste any article link in their search bar to find the full coverage on heated issues and swipe between perspectives to form your own opinion based on all the facts. Ground News was designed to give you back control over your thoughts. That's why they created their blind spot feed, one of the most important things to check before trying to have constructive dialogue with people who think differently than you. Go to ground.news/Smith or scan the QR code on the screen. Viewers get the top tier Vantage plan for just $5 a month. So it's a handy tool. How best to navigate those stories. That's where Ground News comes in.
Sam Seder's a sponsorship money evader, everybody. Come on, man.
I'm a sponsorship evader. Yeah. What is it?
What did you call it? No, you called people leaving California tax evaders.
You make decisions in your own self-interest. You make the best move possible for your business.
That's the
I think there's a lot of people who leave high tax states for low tax states.
Is that evading or is that just common sense and one of
call them tax evaders?
I mean,
the problem is that you're insinuating that they are doing something irresponsible by moving elsewhere, by going where they can pay less taxes.
What word would you rather me
There's
use?
people that shop at H&M versus shopping at Gucci.
Better opportunity.
It's called saving money.
Situations.
If I have to if I have to be under someone's watch, like a dictatorship quality like you that thinks you know what's best for others.
You think I'm a dictator?
Financial dictator.
The way you are,
dictator.
where you feel, your first answer was a tax evader. That's how you view them. You don't view them as a asset to the state. You see them as criminals.
You're claiming that they're evading taxes, which is actually a legal term. Tax evasion is actually a crime.
You just called entrepreneurs that live in New York and California as criminals.
And now Patrick Bet-David actually points that very idea out, that this is a legal term.
Is tax evader a criminal? Rob, can you pull up what a tax evader is? Type in tax evader synonym. Tax evader synonym. What are some tax evader synonyms? Can you go to tax evader synonyms or also tax dodger, tax fraud, tax avoidance? You're calling these people criminals.
A person who tries to avoid paying taxes, often through illegal means.
No, it says tax evader, someone who illegally avoids paying taxes.
I should have said tax avoiders.
Right. Okay. So tax evaders.
It kind of matters here. He's kind of just trying to dismiss it and escape.
Right.
Avoiders.
It's called.
Are we good with tax avoiders?
You're an avoider rather than an evader. This allows them to escape the legal definition, but the word evade and avoid pretty much the same thing.
Called better opportunities.
Am I a better person if I say
Sam, you're also a tax avoider.
Better opportunities.
Because if you have an S corp, you have what is called as write-offs.
Well, that's such an
and so
evader.
you don't. So
Do you
like
write
when you
anything
do
off?
when you do write-offs.
Now they're making the point of everyone is going to do this. Let's see if he does.
Do I do business
I already know the
expenses?
answer. Of course you do.
You write off?
Such an
So
evader.
you write it
dude.
off.
You're such
Why
a
you
tax
avoided
evader.
taxes,
Such an
bro?
evader.
Why would you
You
do
gotta
such a
pay
thing,
the-
Sam? You're a tax evader.
Tax. It's
Call the
okay.
cops.
Set up as an
Shame on
S
this
corp
guy
just
for
to do
It's
that.
okay.
writing off tax
Here's
evasion.
something.
Call the feds.
Here's something that I.
You probably have an accountant helping you.
You're doing the very same thing. Everyone's going to do this.
He does. Sam, here's something that I've learned. It's okay to say the following. You ready? Man, I might have been wrong on that one.
I
Not
just
gonna happen.
conceded.
in anything.
I should have said
gonna happen.
I'm
tax
just saying in
avoider.
anything because where growth happens is when
Tax
you be like,
avoider.
Down inside of you, you are driven by so much power, control, a deep-rooted feeling matching the qualities of a communist that wants to tell you what to do, and you think you know what's best for others, and if it isn't your way, everybody else is wrong. And by the way, an extremely unattractive quality,
I'm literally
but
just
very,
advocating for higher taxes on super wealthy people.
No, you're not. You're talking about the average individual who moves to Texas because it will benefit their business. They are avoiding taxes. We'll use your new term.
who pay
And it is
50%
boiled
of
down
taxes, Sam.
to you guys saying that I'm a
Can you do
bad
me a
person.
favor?
No,
I don't care.
Sam,
Don't jump.
I
I actually
care.
think you're a great person
I don't
with
care.
bad ideas.
I don't care about any of you as individuals.
You- same
I
boat
don't
as
care
us.
about me. Exactly.
Oh, you don't- I
I'm
don't
talking about
disrespect you, though.
policies.
This is from Sam Seder's first appearance. This was 2 years ago. So everyone making over $3 million is getting taxed at 90%.
90% top marginal rate for every dollar over $470,000 you would earn. So that would be equivalent to around $3 million today. I think we should return to that type of tax
You want it to
scheme.
go as high as 90%?
Keeping 10% of what they make. What is going to happen? They are going to leave.
The top marginal tax.
At the top marginal tax rate. So understand, that only kicks in with every dollar above $3 million.
I hear you.
The way he contends with that idea is, well, they shouldn't be able to leave because that's tax evasion. Ever since COVID in 2020, we live in an environment where business is more mobile than ever before. It's a new environment. Therefore, it's easier than ever for businesses just to say, well, enough of this and pick up and move. And that's just a reality. So you create the circumstances that cause people to move their business, and then you attack them for moving their business.